The United States has escalated a global trade war with sweeping new tariffs sending shockwaves through financial markets. President Donald Trump announced a 10% base tariff on most imports, with significantly higher levies on key trading partners, sparking immediate backlash. China, now facing a staggering 54% tariff on its exports to the US, vowed to retaliate, while the European Union, Japan, and Australia condemned the move. Even US allies were not spared. Washington imposed a 29% tariff on Pakistani imports and a 26% levy on India, though pharmaceutical exports were exempted. As Asian markets reacted with steep declines, US Treasury officials warned against retaliatory measures, fearing a full-blown trade war that could disrupt global supply chains. China, hit hardest by the tariffs, called on the US to immediately lift the levies, emphasizing the impact on multilateral trade agreements. The Chinese Commerce Ministry accused the US of disregarding years of economic cooperation and vowed countermeasures. Experts noted that while China might seek alternative markets, the US remains its largest consumer base. Trump justified the move, arguing it would revive American manufacturing and correct decades of unfair trade practices. However, economists warned of rising consumer prices and potential economic recession. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has announced a nationwide electricity price reduction of 7.41 rupees per unit, calling it a major relief package. Speaking in Islamabad, he highlighted the challenges in securing IMF approval for the cut. Industries will see an even greater reduction of 7.69 rupees per unit. The Premier emphasized the need for structural reforms in the power sector, including tackling 600 billion rupees in electricity theft. He reiterated that privatizing or commercializing power distribution companies is the only way to reduce losses. Shehbaz praised his team for negotiating with independent power producers, securing savings of 3,696 billion rupees and addressing the circular debt of 2,393 billion rupees. He assured that this problem would be resolved within 5 years.
खुदा खुदा करके कुफ्र टूटा और IMF कायल हुआ कि अच्छा जी आप इसको इस्तेमाल कर लें। वफाकी हुकूमत और सूबों की मुश्तरका काविशों का नतीजा है।
Hungary's decision to leave the International Criminal Court has been praised by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as a bold and principled move. Speaking in Budapest, Netanyahu welcomed the decision, which Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban justified by accusing the ICC of political bias, particularly in issuing an arrest warrant against Netanyahu. However, the move has sparked backlash, with the Palestinian Authority calling on Hungary to arrest Netanyahu under the ICC's warrant. The Palestinian Foreign Ministry urged the Hungarian government to comply with international law and hand him over for prosecution. Meanwhile, tensions continue in Gaza. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar stated that the bombardment could stop tomorrow if Hamas releases hostages and leaves the enclave. Speaking in France, he emphasized that negotiations are ongoing but warned they are not open-ended. Saar referenced a proposal by US envoy Steve Witkoff which aims to extend the ceasefire and secure hostage releases. Israel insists that Hamas's departure is the only way to end the conflict. The humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire. The UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has condemned the ongoing violence, stating that Israel's blockade of aid and continued civilian casualties are dehumanizing Palestinians. 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬 official Jonathan Wittall called for political action and accountability, warning that this crisis will have far-reaching consequences.